Good morning, good afternoon, depends where you're coming from. I got a lot to talk about today. The Democrats are not going to be liking what I gotta say because they lost 2.1 million registered voters, and the Republican Party gained 2.4 million new voters. That's unfortunate for the Democrats. I'm not saying all these people are Trump supporters. I know that's going to trigger a lot of Democrats. They start screaming, no, no! Well, unfortunately for them, the majority of the voters in the last election were Trump supporters. By literally millions. Millions more votes for Trump than Harris. But we're going to wait for some people to join in here before we really get into the conversation today. But we got a lot to talk about. I even got the video prepared. This is directly from the liberals' favorite news network, CNN. But to be fair, I haven't heard any liberals or Democrats or any left-wing people really tell me they, actually like CNN anymore, which is crazy. They used to love CNN a couple years back, but I guess, CNN isn't their favorite news. They can't really argue with it because they even know it's fake news now themselves. But good morning, guys. Hope everyone's having a great morning. I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot to say. A lot of news is happening, I did miss, this one thing, actually. Trump deploys National Guard to 19 states amid crackdown.
President Trump's crime crackdown sweeping the nation. After deploying the National Guard to Washington, D.C., now the White House plans to extend its effort across 19 states, all with the goal of curbing crime and supporting immigration enforcement. We'll talk to Republican Congressman Pat Fallon in just a moment. Plus, an illegal alien accused of killing 3 people in a truck accident is due in court today. What he's facing as yet another illegal alien, Abrego Garcia, was set free. And we're getting former National Security Advisor John Bolton's home and office. So what was the FBI looking for and why? Welcome to Fox News Live, everybody. I'm Kevin Cork in the nation's capital. We begin at the White House just across the road where the president wrapped up a fairly busy week. I think it's easy to say. Lucas Tomlinson joins us from the North Lawn. Hey, LT.
Good morning, Kevin. We just received
Good morning, Kevin.
2,000 National Guardsmen are this morning patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. This comes as the D.C. police force, we know, is over 800 cops short. And those National Guardsmen are coming from a number of states, part of President Trump's crackdown on crime here in the nation's capital. And yesterday in the White House, the president says they could be going to other cities in the future.
We're going to make our cities...
Hit that like and subscribe button, guys.
You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent, and we'll straighten that one out probably next. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
So Chicago and New York, Kevin. Now, for context, last year, the
America
was on par with Chicago and nearly 4 times higher than Los Angeles.
Bam! Double tap that screen, guys.
Than New York, as you can see there. And you mentioned off the...
Hit that like button, subscribe, double tap the screen, guys. Double tap the screen, double tap the screen. It is small government. We didn't add any more government. We're just moving our National Guard troops from one area to another. Why is this so hard for Democrats to understand? The government didn't grow. We're just taking the police forces from one area and moving them to another. This is just another excuse for Democrats to say, oh, this is big government. This is dictatorship. You don't want to get rid of the crime off the street. We need to put the criminals, the rapists, the PDF files, all these criminals need to get the hell out of here. Put them all in the pen. Put them all in the pen. The Democrats like to say, oh, Republicans wanted small government. Well, we didn't add any more government. What are they not understanding? We're moving National Guards from one place to another place to clean up our country and make it safer. Why are Democrats so against making the country safe? Is it the party of crime and chaos? Is that why? Is that why? It's not more control. They mean more criminals in jail. It's not more control. It's not a bigger government. All it is enforcing the laws that we already have. Why are the Democrats against this? It makes zero sense, once again. Yes, they are for crime. They just don't want to admit it.
Top 1,700 National Guard
Hit that
members
like
sent to 19
and
states.
subscribe
That's less than
button.
100 per state. The White House says they will be helping DHS with clerical support and other logistical tasks for processing illegal aliens at ICE facilities. Now, speaking of law enforcement, yesterday FBI agents raided the home of Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, outside Washington, his home in Montgomery County, Maryland. And FBI agents were also seen in his office, the one he rents here in Washington, carrying boxes of documents, likely searching for classified information. Yesterday, the president admitted he's not a fan of Bolton, who wrote a book criticizing Trump after Bolton left the White House.
I'm not a fan of John Bolton. I thought he was a sleazebag, actually. And he suffers major Trump derangement syndrome.
Now, since returning to the White House, Trump revoked the security clearance from Bolton and also took away his protective detail. And we've also learned the FBI director yesterday during that raid tweeted that no one is above the law and said the FBI is on mission, Kevin.
I said in the new forward to the paperback edition of my book, I think it is a retribution presidency.
And that security clearance was pulled after the president returned to office, and that also came at the same time he had some threats on his life from Iranian officials. Of course, Bolton had a lot to do with that strike on Qasem Soleimani.
Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe.
Appreciate that. The president made.
The economy is doing so much better. Trump 2028. Not only is the economy doing better, it's a safer country. Less illegal immigrants, less criminals running the streets of places like DC. Thank you, Mr. Trump. You're doing exactly what you promised. I'm not really a fan of mainstream media, but I like to stay up with current events. I'm sorry, Democrats, you reject society, maybe because you are the rejects of society in some cases. But I don't understand why anyone would want criminals running around their country and their streets. All they say is, "Oh, I thought the Republicans didn't want a bigger government." Once again, it's not a bigger government. It's not more government control. They're already supposed to enforce these laws. They're already supposed to do these laws, and if they do catch you, they would already lock you up in the first place. All we're doing is moving police from one place to another place and going after those with warrants and the criminals that are shooting and killing innocent people. But they don't give a damn if there's 7 or 8 year olds walking around the streets with fully automatic locks. I am American, and this is not rage bait. I'm from Florida.
Time calling it a miracle, saying D.C. is safe again after he cracked down on crime right here in the nation's capital. And now that effort is actually expanding across the country. Texas Republican Congressman Pat Fallon is here with us this afternoon. This morning. It is great to have you with us. This is one of those situations, frankly, you and I have to live here. And anything that we can do to make it safer for citizens like us or for visitors in particular, I think is a very strong move by this White House.
Oh, yeah, Kevin, it's bold action. I mean, consider that the chairman of the police union in D.C. has admitted and shared that they were told to downgrade serious crimes like shootings and carjackings to lesser crimes. And
Hello,
even
smoking.
DC, look in the books on their crime statistics. You're 3.5 times more likely to be killed in D.C. than you were in 2012 when a serious crime is committed. And from 2018 to 2023, carjackings are up 550%. So things are out of control. And thank goodness President Trump has taken these, again, bold actions.
Yeah, bold actions, and in particular, when you look at the numbers, I mean, you talk about homicides,
Memphis, Tennessee is dangerous, my guy.
The little slow march toward what we should expect in our nation's capital, quite frankly. There's absolutely no reason to expect to get mugged, carjacked, or assaulted just because you live here. And so I think this is great action. I think most of
Guys, we need to get rid of the illegal immigrants. No illegal immigrants in the country. No illegal criminals. None of that old bullshit. If you guys have any questions, any comments, drop some super chats. Someone spam down below. If you have any topics, any videos you want us to watch, anything you want us to talk about, drop some super chats. Double tap the screen. Join the Discord if you want to debate. If you want to talk with me, discuss live on my stream, you can join the Discord. Link in my bio.
Americans can agree with that as long as they don't have TDS.
Meantime,
As long as they don't have TDS.
Senate there actually passed a GOP-drawn congressional map, paving the way, as you know, for 5 more seats. The president, without question, praising that effort. But I have a 3-part question. Why do it? Could this be a harbinger of things to come across the country? And is that a good thing?
Okay, so that's a great question. All fair questions. Why do it? If you look at, and let's just talk data, and no spin, because Newsom, all Gavin Newsom was good at is slicking his hair back and spinning. So if you take the 5 largest states that are completely controlled by Democrats, which are California, Washington, Illinois, New York, and New Jersey, there are 117 congressional seats in those 5 states. And 93 of them were Democratic seats and only 24 Republican. That's a 79% to 21% ratio. If you take the 5 largest red states, Texas, Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio, and Florida, there's 104 seats. And that ratio is 72-32 for 69 to 31%. So the Democrats were very good at gerrymandering.
No immigrants get 1 meal a day, Kathy. And these immigrants have the option. Do they want to get sent home? They get $1,000. Obama didn't give them $1,000. Do they want to get sent home? Or do they want to, stay in Alligator, Alcatraz, and wait for their court hearing? It's that simple.
In fact, very effectively, because we had 5 million more votes, GOP candidates for Congress in 2024, and we almost lost the House. So all this is doing is slightly rebalancing the scales. It's still skewed in the Democrats' favor. So to say that this is a threat on democracy is ludicrous and the absolute definition of hyperbole.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you mentioned that, because if you really get down to brass tacks here, if all the GOP-led states decide to do just what Illinois...
We can talk about whatever you guys want. We can even play different videos. We can watch different news networks. You decide, guys. This is your channel. All you got to do is drop some super chats. You decide what we talk about. Hell, if you want to see me do 300 to 400 push-ups instead, you can drop a $20 super chat. We can talk about whatever you guys like. This is your channel. Double tap that screen, like, subscribe.
Illinois and California have done, you can see a major swing in the balance of power here in the nation's capital. And a lot of people feel like you have to make this happen now, especially when you consider what's been happening previous elections. If this happens before the midterms, let me tell you, Katie barred the door. The GOP could be in very good shape for the final 2 years of this term. President Trump. Finally, I want to ask you about the raid on former National Security Advisor John Bolton's home and office. The president said he had no prior knowledge of that raid, but you sit on the House Intel Committee, and leadership there said, look, yeah, we were notified. So what seems to be the reason for the raid, and what, if anything, can we expect moving forward?
Well, clearly, there's probable cause.
No, Wayne, it does not take a few hours. That's a joke.
Classified documents. It's not as if they come into our office in the Rayburn building and give them to us. We go to a SCIF, which is a secure area where this classified information is not supposed to leave. And sitting on the House Intel Committee, there's a SCIF that I go to. And even if I want to take notes on what I read, the notes that I take, Kevin, stay in the SCIF. So there is no reason in the world, unless you're the president of the United States that has the authority to declassify, that classified documentation is outside of a SCIF. So we'll find out. If John Bolton isn't in possession of any classified documents, he's in the clear. But if he is, he's going to have to face justice just like everyone else.
And there are a lot of people who feel like there were unfortunate leaks coming out of the SCIF on a fairly regular basis during the last administration, and maybe even before that. So we're going to see what, if anything, amounts to much here as we continue the investigations and keep an eye on it from our perch here at, of course, Fox. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate your time today, Congressman. Have a good weekend.
Hello, Paul. And by the way, you can post any links you want in the comments, so stop lying. But if you want me to read something, if you want me to talk about something, if you want your comment highlighted, talked about, discussed by the entire chat, all you got to do is drop a super chat. Or hell, if you want to see me do 300 to 400 push-ups, you can drop a freaking super chat. I'll do it live on the stream right here, right now. It's not that, difficult. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to pull up some green screen stuff to really show the Democrats a thing or two. I got something to show the Democrats, the party of hate, evil, and Satan. You can't be a Christian and be a Democrat. You can't be Jewish or Muslim and be a Democrat. It's the party of hate, evil, and Satan. The Democrat Party has no leadership. They have no message and they have no hope. The only message they have for America is to hate Donald Trump. That's the only message that they have. It's the party of hate, evil, and Satan, guys. You can't be a Christian and be a Democrat. Those two things don't go together. Thank you, Clash of Clans Masters. We hit 14,000 subscribers yesterday. I appreciate it. You can't be a Christian. You can't be a Christian and be a Democrat. It doesn't make any sense. The Democrat Party has lost 2.1 million registered voters. That's unfortunate for the Democrats, eh? Nah, I don't think it's unfortunate, and I love it. The Republican Party has gained 2.4 million.
All 30 states that track party.
2.4 million. You can't be a Democrat and be a Christian, a Muslim, or Jew. It doesn't add up. I hear you guys quoting some Bible verses. If you want me to read them out loud, talk about them, all you got to do is drop some super chats. But you can't be a Christian when you follow the party of hate, evil, and Satan, which is the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is the party of hate, evil, and Satan. You just can't do it, guys. It doesn't make any sense. It just does not make any sense. How can you be a Christian if your party is hateful, evil, and satanic? I've seen it firsthand. You cannot be a Christian if your party is hateful, evil, and satanic. That's the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is dead. You lost 2.1 million voters. 2.1 million voters. Now, these statistics are straight from the Democrats' old favorite news network. 2.1 million Democrat voters gone. Gone. You guys will never win the midterm election. You will never win. True Christians don't believe in letting illegal criminals and illegal immigrants into the country. They don't believe in that bullshit. It's the party of hate, evil, and Satan. You can't be a true Christian and follow the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is dead. They lost 2.1 million registered Democrats. The Republican Party has gained 2.4 million new voters for our team. 2.4 Democrats. 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 You can't be a Christian. You can't be a Jew. You can't be a Muslim if you're a Democrat. It just doesn't add up, guys. I'm not saying it's impossible. There are some good people that are Democrats, but the majority of them are hate, evil, and Satan. Now, if you guys have any questions, comments, any videos you want me to play out loud, all you got to do is drop a super chat, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Listen, not all Democrats are Democrats, but I would say 80 to 90% of Democrats are hate, evil, and satanic. It's the Democrat Party is dead. You can't be a Christian. You can't be a Muslim. You can't be a Jew. It's impossible. You can't be any of this stuff. If you are, you can't. You can't be a Christian. You can't be a Jew. You can't be a Muslim if you follow the Democrat Party. I'm sorry. It's not possible. It is not possible, guys. Slam that like button, subscribe. The Democrat Party has been losing voters like crazy left and right. No one wants to be a Diddycrat. No one wants to be a Demoncrat. No one cares about that bullshit anymore. They want what's right for the country, which is safety, security, securing these cities with the National Guard, getting these illegal immigrants the hell out of the country, getting these rapists, these killers, all these people the hell out into prisons or deported out of the country. That's simple. That's simple. The Democrats are showing their hate in the comments. They're showing their evil in the comments. And they're showing they worship Satan. They're proving my points. They're proving my points. The Democrats are the rapists. Donald Trump is innocent. Donald Trump didn't do shit. The Democrats are lying. They're lying. They're just trying to make Trump go to jail, but Trump ain't going to jail. The Democrats will have to suffer with President Trump for 3.5 more years. Why? Americans win. Grocery prices are down. Gas prices are down. Trump is killing it. All the prices are down, except the stock market. It's soaring. It's soaring up. The Democrats are losing money. The Trumpers and the Republicans and the Americans are making money left and right. Left and right. If you guys have any comments, any questions, maybe some Bible verses, something you want me to read out loud, all you got to do is drop a super chat. Hell, I'll even show you 300 to 400 push-ups for a super chat. Whatever you guys want to talk about. If not, we can just continue it because I got another video I want to show you. If we don't get a super chat, I'm going to play this right about now, guys. So let's play this new video. Let's see how the Democrats feel. How did the Democrats feel about this? Probably not too damn good that they just lost 2.1 million voters and their favorite news network is reporting it.
Putting on the screen the data, it shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters.
Oh, wow, your favorite news network.
States that track party registration. We're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million.
300,000 missing kids, Democrats.
4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters. In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a
The Democrats are silent now. Before they were saying I was lying.
In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data.
I said 20 bucks. I said 20. I said a $20 super chat, not a $2 super chat. A $20 super chat, 300 to 400 push-ups.
5 million voters. In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters. In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters. In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million.
Wow, Democrats, wow. How do the Democrats feel now that they lost 2.1 million voters and the Republican Party has gained 2.4 million new voters? The Democrats lost 300,000 kids at the border that you demons lost. And you demons said, no, that's not true. They just didn't show up for court. If they don't show up for court, you don't know where the kids are. They are lost. The party of hate, evil, and Satan. Hit the like and subscribe button. I don't understand how you can be a Christian, a Jew, or a Muslim and still follow this bullshit, hate, evil, and Satan. The real bigots and the real racists and all these evil people are really in the Democrat Party. I don't understand how you guys can say otherwise. And you guys lie, 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 lie. The Democrats lied about Maxwell getting a work release. She's not getting a work release. They lied about Diddy getting a pardon. He didn't get a pardon. They lied about Maxwell getting a pardon. They lied, they lied, they lied, they lied. They lie more. Shout out Florida. That's where I'm from. Shout out Miami, guys. Hit the like, subscribe button. Let me know where you guys are coming from. If you have any comments, questions, any topics you want to talk about, any Bible verses maybe you want to read, drop a super chat. I know it's not Sunday anymore, but we can read some Bible verses if you want to talk about something specific. Because the Bible does not support the Democrat Party. It says what they're doing is evil. It says follow the laws of the land. It says follow the laws of the land. That means it does not support illegal immigration. Illegal immigration is against the Bible. The Bible does not say accept all illegal criminal rapists. No, it does not say that. It says lock up the illegal immigrants and put them away. Follow the law of the land. It's that simple. We're not supposed to be letting these criminals go. We're not supposed to be letting these criminals go, guys. We're supposed to be locking up all the illegal immigrants and deporting them. It's that simple. You cannot be a Christian at the same time follow the Democrat Party. It just does not add up. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you guys. It does not add up. This land was not stolen. It was conquered. Learn the difference, Democrats. And if you don't like the conquered land, why don't you leave, Democrats? 99% of you saying this kind of shit aren't even, Native American. You aren't even Native American. So if you're just going to scream at the top of your lungs, conquered land! Conquered land! Why don't the Democrats just go back to their damn family country then, huh? Makes no sense. We conquered it. None of you are Native American, and if you are, you're 10, 20, 30%. You're not full-blooded Native American. No full-blooded Native Americans in chat. Sorry, guys. I'm happy that all these illegal immigrants are getting deported and that Donald Trump is my president. I'm very happy, yes. Because no matter what, you guys are going to have to suffer through quote-unquote, through Trump's immigration. He's going to deport all the illegal immigrants. All the illegal immigrants will get deported, guys. 100%. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know where you guys are coming from. If you guys want to debate with me, if you want to talk with me about anything, join my Discord. Join my Discord. And we can debate. You can be live on the show. Or hell, if you want to see me do 300 to 400 push-ups, drop a $20 super chat. Let's go! The party of hate, evil, and Satan, guys. The party of hate, evil, and Satan. The Democrat Party! The Democrat Party! The Democrats are kind of upset they lost 2.1 million registered Democrat voters. The Republican Party just gained 2.4 million new registered voters. 2.4 million new registered Republicans. You guys are going to get destroyed in the midterms. Absolutely destroyed in the midterm elections. How does it feel, guys? And when we win the midterms, Trump is going to be president until 2020. He's going to win the 2028 election, guys. He is going to win the 2028 election. And then Trump will be president until 2032. How will you guys feel? You're going to be crying every single day for at least 7.5 more years. Does that sound like a fun time for the Democrats? Does that sound like a fun time? Does that sound like a fun time, Democrats? The Clintons are going to prison. They got subpoenaed to talk about Epstein and their involvement. They got subpoenaed. They're also going to be questioned about Russia bullshit gate that they created along with Barack Obama. There's only 2 genders, guys. Only 2 genders. And the Democrat Party is hate, evil, and Satan. They want to cut off kids' penises that are 12 and 11 years old. Fuck your transgender reassignment surgery. Trump has outlawed that with an executive bill. You can no longer get your wiener cut off in this country if you're not 18 or up. Sorry, libtards. This is not rage bait. I'm 100% serious. I'm 100% serious. There's no jokes. There's no rage bait. This is all serious. Do you guys have any comments, questions, any video requests? Anything you want me to play? Anything you want me to talk about, discuss? If not, I'll just play my own videos and you guys can watch. But if there's something you want me to talk about, some Bible verses, maybe you want to educate me on why the Democrat Party isn't evil, drop some super chats. I guess none of you guys disagree. I think you all agree with me, because if you disagreed, you would have said, check out this Bible verse, and you would have dropped the super chat. But all of you guys agree that the Democrat Party is evil. It is evil. I've made 30 videos about the list. You can either watch one of my videos about Epstein, or you can drop a super chat. We can talk about Epstein. It's that simple. It is that simple, guys. We're getting a lot of comments pouring in. If there's something you guys really want to talk about, just drop a super chat. What is Riff Raff's nephew talking about? Man, I wish I was his nephew. No cutting off kids' penises. It's 100% right. The Democrats don't care about the 300,000 missing kids. They don't talk about it. They discredit it. 300,000 missing kids under the Democrats. Open borders. If you're arguing for open borders, you're pro-human trafficking, and that fucking disgusts me. That disgusts me. How can you be pro-open borders? That shit disgusts me. Hit that like, subscribe, double tap the screen, guys. Double tap the screen. Trump 2028. Trump is indeed going to be president until 2032. There's not much the Democrats can do about it other than cry. They keep threatening and saying civil war this, civil war that. They don't know how to fight and they don't know how to shoot guns. So how are the Democrats ever going to stand a chance against Maga and the Republicans? They can't fight and they can't shoot. So I don't think they want a civil war. You saw that guy that tried to take out Trump. He obviously didn't know how to shoot. The party of hate, evil, and Satan. And thank God Trump is alive. Jesus Christ saved Trump. He saved Trump. They saved Trump. God saved Trump. Trump was chosen by God to save this country. To save this country, guys. I'm sorry about this, guys, but you guys will have to deal with President Trump. I'm sorry, but I'm not really sorry. Fuck off. Trump is our president for the next 3.5 years. The next 3.5 years, Donald J. Trump will be our president. The Democrats will be bitching, crying, and whining. Now, if anyone wants to debate with me, anyone wants to talk with me, you can join my Discord. And I can have you live on the stream. Discord, link in the bio. Discord, link in the bio. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, you can drop a super chat, especially if it's about Epstein. Or you can drop a super chat and I'll do a $20 super chat and I'll do 300 to 400 push-ups. If not, we're going to play more videos to show the Democrats the truth. We're going to show the Democrats the truth that their party is the party of hate, evil, Satan, and racism. Who started the KKK? The Democrats. Who freed the slaves? The Republicans. Who wants to let the illegal immigrants pick their crops for $3 an hour? The Democrats. Who wants to send these illegal immigrants home? The Republicans. It's over. It's over for the Democrat Party. Oh, we got great news. Abrego Garcia got let free, but we're deporting him. Yay! We can deport Abrego. Send his ass back. Send his ass back to El Salvador.
Now for the big close-up interview, border czar Tom Homan. Tom, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
Abrego Garcia's lawyer says the government is, quote, weaponizing the immigration system against him. My question is, what's your response to accusations that you're weaponizing the immigration system, and will, in fact, Abrego Garcia soon be heading to Uganda?
Why would I cry? Trump is our president. Best president in U.S. history. Why would I cry? That makes no sense. I think you will cry because Trump is doing such a good job. Maybe that's why you will cry, but me? No, I won't cry. Trump is doing an excellent job, an absolutely excellent job. Fantastic job, Mr. Trump. Thank you for everything. Hit that like and subscribe button. I told you guys this illegal immigrant fuck was going to go back to his country one way or another.
dog and walk the streets of the station so he can enjoy the little time he has with his family. And for the person who says we're not going to separate family, well, his family can go with him because he's leaving. He's going to be deported. Look, he's a criminal alien. He's a member of MS-13, which is now a designated terrorist. He's a white beater. He's a human trafficker. He's been indicted for human trafficking and alien smuggling. He's a bad person. He's not going to be here. He's been order removed twice. Order removed by 2 different federal judges. He's going to leave this country in the very near future, and it's going to go with him. I can't see who was talking before the sound bites, but whoever said we're taking advantage of broken immigration system, what do they do? What do those people do the last 4 years about this broken immigration system? They let 10.5 million people cross that border. Sex trafficking women and children, all-time high. Overdose deaths of fentanyl, all-time high. Number of terrorists, all-time high. They didn't do anything to fix it. President Trump is keeping his promise to American people to enforce the law, and that's what we're doing. We'll make this country safer every day by removing people like Abrego Garcia.
Hey, just to follow up, Tom, so just to be clear, is Abrego Garcia headed to Uganda? The lawyers apparently telling the AP that DHS notified on Friday at 4 p.m. that they may remove him to Uganda in 72 hours. Can you confirm that?
Well, Uganda's on the table. We'll see. I mean, DOJ's, our immigration attorneys and the judges, they're all in negotiations, and we'll see what happens. But Uganda's on the table.
They're going to send Abrego Garcia's wife-beating immigrant ass, illegal immigrant ass, to Uganda. He's a criminal. He beats his wife. He's an MS-13 gang member. Goodbye, Abrego.
It's on the table, absolutely.
Hey, Tom, it's Nicole. 1,700 National Guardsmen across 19 states are getting ready to help DHS crack down on crime and also the illegal immigration. ICE has already ramped up enforcement in D.C. with the new arsenal of SUVs, while the border wall is getting a new coat of paint to keep the illegals off. Now, Secretary Noem is reportedly pushing for a fleet of planes to help with these deportations. But the left is continuing to stand in the way of immigration enforcement as an Obama-appointed judge ruled against Trump's efforts.
Roger, let these people know if they have any comments, questions, anything they want to talk about, to drop a super chat. And I will pin your comment.
To withhold funding from sanctuary jurisdictions.
Look, Democrats were screaming at the top of their lungs, oh, they aren't going to come to any red cities. Bullshit.
So here's my question for you, Tom. How is the administration, how are they fighting this lawfare, first of all?
Look, we got a great DOG. We got Pam Bondi head of that, and she's taking it to court. These radical judges are going to continue to stop or try to stop President Trump from doing what he promised American people, making this country safe again, removing, the public safety threats, the national security threats who are illegal in the United States. They're not going to stop us from doing this. They're going to put robots.
He is a hero.
We'll appeal the decisions and we'll win the decisions because we are enforcing the law. That's what the other side isn't talking about. We're not making this up. We're enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. ICE is out there every day enforcing the laws enacted by Congress, using the money that Congress gave them to do this, upholding the oaths they took. So we're going to continue doing this, and then President Trump's going to he's going to succeed. We're going to have the safest nation we've ever seen by the time his presidency ends. We are arresting thousands of public safety threats and national security threats every week across this country, and by spreading the National Guard, helping DHS on the streets, it's going to happen that much quicker.
Real quick, Tom, the question I have for you, though, is we're talking about the paint job for the border wall. We're talking about a new fleet of airplanes, but the border control, obviously all the progress is doing incredible things. We're at an all-time low of border crossings, but what are we going to do to expand support the existing Border Patrol agents to the next administration? Because while border crossings may be down right now under Trump, we need to make sure that we have a lasting Border Patrol and immigration policy for the next time someone else is in the White House.
And that's exactly why President Trump pressed Congress very hard, along with myself and others like Steve Miller, to pass a big, beautiful bill. There's a lot of money there to continue building that wall, continue building infrastructure, which includes technology within that wall, which includes the technology within the port of entries. So, legal traffic can come to the port of entries quicker and more efficient while we're still catching the majority of drugs. And the end game is to catch all the drugs. So all the technology in the big, beautiful bill is going to stay. We're building infrastructure that's going to last for decades. And we're also not only hiring 10,000 ICE officers, we're hiring more Border Patrol agents. So together with the new agents on the ground, the new technology, the new border barriers, we have a sustained presence on the border that's going to last for decades.
Tom, it's Lisa Booth. It's great to see you. I want to get your take on this, sir. So a transgender anti-ICE rioter was arrested on Wednesday in San Francisco and charged with assault and destruction of
Bye-bye, weirdo.
federal property. This individual allegedly slashed the tires of a government vehicle.
Prison time!
Threatened ICE agents, reportedly telling one, quote, "I'm going to F you up after I go."
I'm MAGA and you're a Democrat. Deport the illegals.
On the streets. Tom, how dangerous.
The majority of American voters are MAGA. Democrats are crazy.
It's always been dangerous to be an ICE agent. I mean, I was one for many years. But, with all the hateful rhetoric right now, the attacks on ICE is up over 1,000%. And a lot of the hateful rhetoric from the members of Congress, again, members of Congress who wrote a law that needs to be enforced. So again, if you don't like what ICE is doing, go protest Congress. We're not making this up. We're enforcing laws enacted by Congress that Congress funds us to enforce. We're out there enforcing immigration orders by federal judges. So ICE is out there looking for public safety threats and national security threats. I looked at the numbers just this morning. 70% of everybody we're arresting is a criminal. Who's the other 30%? They're gang members, may not have a criminal history. They're national security threats. Most of them don't have a criminal history because they lay low waiting to do the bad deed. And the rest of them are final orders. These are people who had due process at great taxpayer expense. A federal judge said you must leave and they became a fugitive. We're going to find them, we're going to remove them. We're going to send a message to the whole world. It's not okay to enter this country legally. It's a crime. It's certainly not okay to ignore a federal judge's order to leave. Because the message we're not going to send to the whole world is, enter the country legally, don't worry about it, even though it's a crime. Show up in court or don't show up in court and get a final order, don't worry about it. No one's looking for you. No. The reason we're out there so hard right now, because we're sending the whole world a notice that there are consequences. That's part of the reason why we have the most secure border in the nation's history now. The border patrol's doing a great job. The infrastructure is great. Well, it's also the consequences of those who got by, sending them home. That also makes our border more secure.
Tom, real quick, when someone like Governor Tim Walz calls ICE the Gestapo, what does he really want to happen to them?
It's a ridiculous statement for anybody that tried to run for an office in the White House. It's ridiculous. Why do we want to tell him and the rest of them, you're not going to stop us? What happened in San Francisco, you're not going to stop us. You can come out and protest.
Democrats, you're not going to stop ICE.
Thursday. The numbers of criminal prosecutions for those who impede and interfere are already double of any previous year. And I think we'll probably...
ICE!
...this year, which ends in another 6 weeks. So you're not going to stop us. We're going to continue doing what the American people voted President Trump and us to do. I wake up every morning proud to work for the greatest president of my lifetime. President Trump proves to the American people every single day why he's the greatest president. Look what he's done to Washington, D.C. Look at the crime dropping in Washington, D.C. He's going to make that the beacon for the entire world. The capital of the most...
Guys, it's not looking good for the Democrat Party.
Should be a beacon.
If you want to see me do 300 to 400 push-ups, don't forget, you can drop a $20 super chat. Or if you have any questions, comments, any videos you want to watch, any Bible verses you want to read and discuss, you can drop a super chat.
Tom, Gianno Caldwell here. Thank you for keeping us all safe.
Thank you, Tom.
An Obama appointed...
Hello, Sarasota, Florida. I'm from Florida as well, Southwest Florida. Sarasota is beautiful. Sarasota and Florida love Trump. Oh, I can't wait. Abrego Garcia facing deportation to Uganda. Yeah. Hell yeah. Goodbye, Abrego.
This morning, as Salvadorian migrant Kilmar Abrego Garcia is expected to report to an ICE facility. What this could mean for his possible deportation to Uganda.
And President Trump is vowing to stop crime in Chicago as Mayor Brandon Johnson tries to push back. We're going to be talking to some of the people directly impacted by the violence in the city.
And Democrats facing a fundraising crunch as they kick off their summer meeting to...
I am from Fort Myers, but mostly in the Charlotte County area nowadays. But yeah, hit that like, subscribe button. If you guys have any questions, comments, if you want to support the channel, you can join the membership. But if you got any questions or comments, you can drop a super chat.
Okay, will the party be able to recover after seeing a huge dip in voter support? That's a question we are going to try to answer. Hey, look, America, it's a Stroh show today.
Hello.
You're watching Fox and Friends First here on a Monday morning. I am Todd Pyro.
And I'm Ashley Stromeyer in for Carly Shimkus. First, we're going to turn to Doug Luzader, who has the latest on Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. This is all going to play out in real time in Baltimore this morning. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is expected to show up at the ICE office there just days after he was released from a Tennessee.
Crazy how anyone wouldn't want crime stopped.
And faces human smuggling.
I know, I can't fathom that.
To be removed to Costa Rica if he pleads guilty to those charges. If he doesn't accept that offer, he could be taken to Uganda.
Uganda's on the table. We'll see. I mean, you know, DOJ's, you know, our immigration attorneys and the judges, and they're all in negotiations, and we'll see what happens. But Uganda's on the table. We have an agreement with them. It's on the table, absolutely.
Abrego Garcia became the focus of critics of the president's illegal immigration crackdown after he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. The governor of Maryland, where Abrego Garcia has lived in recent years.
Doesn't matter if you're pissed at me. I ain't your president. Trump is your president, and he's gonna deport, and send National Guard all year long for the next 3.5 years.
Immigration bill.
My family came here legally, retards.
To exploit the brokenness.
Now, during his time in El Salvador, Abrego Garcia was visited by Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen. You see them meeting there. He was also recently, Van Hollen recently spoke to him virtually as well. Now, Van Hollen has been a champion for Abrego Garcia's cause, writing, "We will stay in this fight for justice and due process because
I'm happy. Trump is the president for the next 3.5 years.
At risk." Now, Abrego Garcia's lawyers won't say whether he is considering that Costa Rica deal, but the government says he must decide by this morning. Todd and Ashley.
Doug Luzader live for us this morning. Doug, thank you. Let's get into that question with Oversight Project President Mike Howell. Mike, what do you think will happen? Literally could happen at any moment. If it happens, we will break in and bring it to you. Does he end up taking the deal that would send him to Costa Rica, or does he basically say, go pound sand, government, I'm going to Uganda?
Yeah.
Canada is in danger because of the illegal immigrants. You dumbass. I had a Canadian on the show yesterday. He 100% agreed.
Or go over to Uganda, but he is not going to be a quote-unquote Maryland man for any longer. He never was. He's an El Salvadorian gangbanger who's been doing violence across the country here, including charges of human smuggling over in Tennessee. The country will be a lot safer in a couple hours, regardless of what he chooses.
So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, what happens if he just doesn't show up?
Well, then ICE will go and grab him. I'm sure they have eyes on him. His lawyers, if they're helping him evade ICE, I'm sure could also face some sort of prosecution, or anybody else that might be in the mix. I mean, the entire Democratic apparatus, from the highest levels of politics, including U.S. senators in Maryland, and even our own governor here in Westmore, who's really a Zohran Mamdani type figure with a fake war record, have been standing up and thwarting the federal government and the lawful exercise of immigration enforcement the entire time. But I even think it would be too bold a step for them to help him evade. Everyone knows where he is, and we all know where he won't be pretty soon, and that is the United States of America.
Mike, even in the most judicious reading of this for the Democrats, we could say, okay, Democrats, when you were supporting this guy right at the outset, maybe we didn't have all of the information on the potential human smuggling charges.
Hit that like button. Ohio loves Trump, and they love their boy J.D. Vance. He is from Ohio.
That even after he was charged with
shout out Ohio.
Even after we know, have documented evidence of the potential MS-13 gang connection, that the left is still cheering him on. You saw the sound bites. And Mike, there's going to be a vigil in about an hour there. In
The
your
Canadians
city,
would
Maryland.
love to be a part of
What
America.
does that say to you?
It says the mask just completely dropped. This is a major political party in the United States that has built into their DNA over decades illegal immigration as their strategy, as their voting base. That is why they fight deportation so hard, because it is their electorate. These are the people they want to amnesty and give citizenship and voting rights to. Because
shout out Ohio once again. We love Ohio.
Data that's pouring in.
Like and subscribe, Ohio.
Absolutely plummeted.
We love you on this channel.
Issue for them if mass deportations actually start to begin to happen, because their future
love to Ohio.
That's why they are fighting.
Love and saluting to Ohio.
Who are the absolute worst in society, like Hilmar, who has done so much damage in his time in the United States. He has no reason to be here, and the fact that a major political party has
I did not see the J.D. Vance movie, but I was told to watch it.
Like Chris Van Hollen to support him has shown exactly how far this country has fallen, that we can have one of our major political parties unite behind illegal aliens. No, it should be for Americans. That's who America is for, not for El Salvadoran gangbangers that they're going to try to pretend are Maryland men like me. I find it despicable. So does most of the country. And I'm so thrilled to see in a couple hours this guy will finally be out. And I hope millions and millions more follow once the Trump deportation plan actually picks up steam. People got to realize the one big beautiful bill had a lot of money. Everyone who's freaking out now doesn't know what's coming next. These numbers are going to go up drastically. There will be commas in them. It'll be into the millions.
And we're going to see what's going to happen here shortly. I want to get to this before we let you go. Over 2.6 million people signed a petition supporting the illegal migrant trucker accused of pulling an illegal U-turn and killing 3 people. So
that is disgusting. 2.6 million Democrats said, oh, it was an accident. He killed a family. Just free him, free him. Fuck the Democrats. Fuck the Democrats.
With authorities. Obviously, he didn't have a prior record if he was here illegally, but I need your thoughts on this.
Yeah, it shows how bad and normalized it's become. That we have CDL licensed truck drivers who don't even speak a lick of English and can't pass the most basics of tests to drive on a road with an 18-wheeler that ends up killing people. The only difference between him and a lot of other, these people in the country is that he got caught in a vicious and terrible crime. Of course he needs to go, but the fact that millions of far-left advocates in this country are coming to support him shows the lengths that the Democrat Party has.
It shows the Democrats are active.
Basically their party line platform, that no matter the damage, they will support this type of immigration. It's going to lead for even more popular.
Just open your eyes. Your party is supporting murderers, criminals, rapists, and killers. Like this man.
It seems like a simple barrier to entry in that job, but apparently in this case it was not, and 3 people died as a result. Mike Howard, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm Steve Juicy.
Thank you guys for your time. I believe that is it for this morning. MAGA communism strong. Eric, did you just see that the Democrats petitioned to free the murdering truck driver? He killed 3 or 4 people. 2.3 million Democrats petitioned to free his ass. Fuck the Democrats. Fuck the Democrats. Put that guy life in prison. Life in prison. Put him on the death penalty. That ain't right. That ain't right. What he did was beyond negligence. It was damn near on purpose to kill all those damn people. They're also sending Abrego Garcia to Uganda now. I can't wait. I can't wait to send Abrego to Uganda. Abrego Garcia is going to Uganda. Yay. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Peace out, guys. I'll be back in maybe, I don't know, a couple hours here probably. Peace, guys. Peace. Peace and love.